It's our daily countdown to the kickoff of the 2020 FIFA World Cup on Niger Superfans Forum. Welcome from wherever you are joining us around the world. My name is Oluwafemi Ashaolu. It is 8 days to the commencement of the 2020 FIFA World Cup. Of course, we began a 30-day countdown, and here we are. Of course, we can now smell what is cooking in Qatar. Unfortunately, today, I will be flying solo live in the studio, but James Agrebi will be contributing to the show on phone. Still, Kyle Ogundare is still absent. Maybe we'll tell FIFA once again to help us maybe use the GPS to find him somewhere in Qatar. But we welcome you once again. Thank you for staying through with us. All our fans around the world, from Ghana, from South Africa, from Cameroon, from Britain, from Australia, from everywhere around the world, we appreciate you for keeping faith with Niger Superfans Forum. So today, as usual, we'll start in Ghana, where a member of the GFA has been urging Ghanaians to keep calm about some of the news that had filtered out about who will be going to the World Cup and who would not. I'm talking about Dr. Randy Abe. He's been telling people, calm down, we could calm down. Of course, allow Otto Addo himself, because there is news that Otto Addo will be addressing the press conference tomorrow. That is November 13th. So we are waiting to see if that one will... Also, tomorrow, November 12th, that will be addressing a press conference. So we'll be waiting regarding that. And again, as usual, we did yesterday, we'll be taking a trip to Cameroon, where, well, when I first saw the news, it was funny, but you can't say a lot of people are actually clever and they can see what's going to happen. And this time, Fecafoot President Samuel Eto'o has said that Cameroon will win the 2020 FIFA World Cup and they'll be playing the final with another African country, Morocco. I know they say nothing is impossible, but this one, I think it is one of the, it is the highest impossibility. I'll leave that to James Agberebi to talk about. James, we are welcome to the show.
Yeah, Femi, always a pleasure.
Okay, let's get started in Ghana. Yesterday, you and I, we had an awesome time on the show talking about some of the news that are filtered out about who will be going to the World Cup, who would not, at least regarding some players. And now, a member of the GFA is asking Ghanaians to calm down because there has been a lot of reactions. As a matter of fact, there are reports that one of the reasons why Otto Addo has delayed his list up to this time is because of the outcry, the uproar that will be greeting that list. So it seems something special is actually in that list. So they say it's one of the reasons why it's being pushed towards the weekend. And FIFA has given countries until November 14th to release their list. But James, this man is urging Ghanaians to calm down and allow Otto Addo, of course, to come out and address his list. What do you think?
Well, that's what he just has to say. I mean, we all know that releasing the list will generate a lot of outcry, you know. So, because certain players that will not be part of it, and even though some players who will be part of the team and who some people will feel don't merit the call-up. So, for the GFA official to come out to say, that's what he has to see. Because whichever other thing he expects him to see, other than to inform the people to relax and support the team, support the coaching crew. You know, because the most important thing is for the Black Stars to do well at the World Cup. We are fine. We know that the list will generate a lot of outcry. But I mean, the coach just has to take certain decisions. Certain players will be offended, you know. So, but that's just what the job is all about. You have to take certain tough decisions, because that's why we have a top coaches. And for you to be a top coach, you just have to take certain decisions, tough one at that. You know, and that's what I believe Otto Addo has done. And just like what they said, the fans, all they need to do now is to support the team, because they don't have any other Black Stars team to support other than the team that we have now, you know. So they just relax, support the team. You can't have it your way all the time. You know, there are some players you might like who didn't make the squad, but it is what it is. So you just have to support the team, make sure that give them the 100% backing, so that what happened in 2014 will not repeat itself. So that's just so I support the GFA official. They just have to relax, support the team, be with them, and just hope that the Black Star will do Africa proud.
Okay, James, what is your impression about calling players before the final release of the 26 months list for the? Do you buy into it? Do you buy into Otto Addo having to call the players to say just to inform you that you will not be going to the World Cup? Do you buy that idea?
Sometimes so coaches do this out of respect for players. There are some players who, for example, now, I remember Diego Costa during his time at Chelsea. It was a via text message that
Anthony Conte.
What is his name? Conte informed me that it won't be part of his plans. I mean, that's the highest form of disrespect to a top player like that. So for him, if he should come out and announce the what is it called?
The list.
And these guys found out that they are not part of it. I mean,
but sorry, James. Tite, sorry, James. Tite did something like that. I saw. I'm sure you've seen the videos where you saw Anthony and of course Guimaraes. Of course, they were watching like as the list was being announced. Can you compare the two scenarios?
Well, like I said, it's two different things. One, the coach is trying to play. So I think we're just trying to appease the players. He doesn't want them to get annoyed. Just trying to explain to them why they're not part of the squad.
But that didn't work out with Schlupp. That didn't work out with Jeffrey Schlupp.
Well, I don't know. Which means he didn't call. Well, I don't know. We don't really know what transpired between them. For the agents of Schlupp to come out and rant like that, I mean, there's more to it. So for me, coaches calling players, I mean, to me, I feel it's just out of respect for the players to inform them beforehand so that it will not come as a big surprise or shock to them. So coaches do it, but there are some that see it as disrespectful. But there are those that they will feel like for you to call me beforehand to inform me. I mean, you just need to show respect. Also, it now depends on how you now take it as a player. There are certain players who, whether you call them or not, they will still feel bad and they will come out and let you know how they feel about it. So to me, that's just the way I say it.
On a funny note, I know if you call someone like Mario Balotelli to give him such news, he's going to leave a message with the coach. Okay, James, let's take a trip to Cameroon now. We know sometimes Eto'o can actually say one or two things. Remember that the FECAFO, they still have the case of the kit problem. The kit issue, as I'm sure, has not been resolved. And they've had an order from a French commercial court telling them to revert back to the old agreement. And FIFA has come out to say that they will be going with the decision of the court. But now Eto'o is coming out to say that Cameroon will be winning the 2022 FIFA World Cup, James, and they will be playing Morocco in the final. James, I believe anything is possible, but not this one. What do you think?
No, this one is not possible. I begin to imagine what some of these guys, what that they just want to trend. Because the World Cup here, so they feel you can just come out and see certain things. I mean, when you put it, examine the whole issue. I mean, Cameroon. Fine, they at the last AFCON, what was their performance like? We also watched how they struggled against Minos like Comoros, And for Morocco, what was their pedigree at the World Cup? All of a sudden, they will just go straight to the final. I mean, so fine. Sometimes you say there's nothing like possibility, but this one, I mean, I think Eto'o, I don't know, maybe he took something that you overreacted to. That's why he come out that time.
Yes, you hope FECAFO president.
No, I mean, you have to be realistic. I mean, for you to winning the World Cup is not child's play. I've said it before. Teams that won the World Cup, you always see there's always a pattern. There's always that consistency. No country win the World Cup by chance. By accident. It has never happened before, and I don't think it's going to happen now. And for him to now even come out to the audacity to come out to say two African teams, And when you check out the two teams, when last did they even make it to the knockout stage of the World Cup? Cameroon made it to the knockout stage, quarterfinals in 1990. That was how many years ago? That 32 years ago. Morocco got to the second round. That was the highest they've been.
1986
World Cup.
Yeah.
So since then, both countries have been crashing out in the first round. And for Eto'o to now come out to, even Eto'o during his playing, he never played in the knockout stage of the World Cup. For 1998, Cameroon crashed out in the first round. 2002, 2010, everything they've been crashing out in the first round. So for me, if he had come out to say, okay, this team will get to this stage about to win the World Cup and through Africa, I mean, I think he's just reacting to some prescription that he took, which went overdrive and started spilling out all this thing that he was saying. So for me, I just took it as a joke. He just wanted to see something. Just wanted to be controversial, you know. So for me, I just took it with a pinch of salt. Just typical Eto'o. We just wanted to talk and trend. So that was just it.
Okay, James, a quick one as we leave the studio now. I'm sure you've seen Cameroon, their final 26-man list. What is your impression? Because we saw, of course, there was no shocking, whatever, no surprise. You have the Onana, you have Choupo-Moting, you have Ekembi, you have Andrew Guisa, and the likes of them.
Yeah, I mean, we were very expecting a big shock. I think most of the guys who were at the last AFCON, they still kept their place. So, I mean, some of these guys have been to the World Cup before, so it's not something new. It's a good list. I'll just hope that, and I don't know how they react to this Eto'o's submission that they're going to win the World Cup. But I believe all the players will not to that line.
They won't contradict their boss now.
I wonder what their teammates and their club side will be telling them now that you guys, they say you're going to win the World Cup. You know, so I wonder how their reaction will be like. You know, so for me, they just because they are going to play against Brazil and which other team in their group, so they still have to navigate that tough first stage before they now even start thinking of the knockout stage and the final, even winning it. I mean, so they're not shocked about the list. It's a decent list, so it's an important thing for them to do. I think they have another friendly game.
Yeah.
And their previous friendly games, I don't think they won anyone. So that's the team that wants to win the World Cup that has been struggling in the friendly games. So just hope that because of their pedigree at the World Cup, they're one of the Africa's biggest teams. So just pray that they give us a good showing at the World Cup. Okay,
James, quickly, as we leave now, I think something just crossed my mind now. I'm sure you've seen the news where Aboubakar said he can do what Mohamed Salah is doing. I don't know if you've seen it. If you have, what is your impression?
I mean, it's something. It's wrong. For me, it's uncalled for. I mean, his argument is that Salah is doing what he's doing because he had the opportunity of playing for a big team. I mean, nobody stopped Aboubakar from playing for a big team. He played for FC Porto. What did he do during his time at FC Porto? I mean, Salah went to Chelsea. He struggled. He had to go to Italy.
Went to Fiorentina, played for Roma.
Then now blew up in Liverpool. So, I mean, the guy, I think this is not the first time he's coming out to say negative things about Salah. I mean, Salah has nothing to prove to him. Salah is the former African Footballer of the Year, won the Champions League, won league title, won everything that's to be won. What has he, Aboubakar,
Vincent Aboubakar,
in the AFCON? Maybe in a couple of Portuguese league titles. But I mean, you had the opportunity. Why didn't he? During his time at FC Porto, why didn't he blow up from there? I mean, nobody held him down. It's your performance, your ability that will speak for you. So for me, it's just been necessarily childish for me. So that's just.
Okay, James Agberebi, thank you once again for joining us on our daily countdown.
Always a pleasure for me. Always a pleasure.
So hopefully tomorrow, of course, we'll have you in the studio.
I pray so. I pray so.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So maybe perhaps, as James said, maybe he said that maybe Samuel Eto'o took something and he went overdrive. Maybe the same thing. Maybe he passed it to Vincent Aboubakar, saying that he can as well do what Mohamed Salah is doing, because I do not see any reason for that comparison. Okay, this is where we'll be drawing the curtain on our daily countdown on Nigeria Super Fans Forum. So tomorrow, please watch out for our daily countdown. And like I said, we are getting our fingers crossed regarding the final 26-man list for the Black Stars. We are waiting for that list, and of course the press conference by Otto Addo. He has a lot of things to clarify and a lot of explanation to make. Until tomorrow, I remain Olufemi Ashalu. Bye.